Welcome to Hockey Whiz Talks podcast. In this podcast, I'll be talking about players looking for a change in scenery. In this podcast, I'll be talking about NHL players who are looking for or are in need of a change in scenery, whether it's not fitting in with the team or due to chemistry issues. Mika Zibanejad, a pivotal center for the New York Rangers, has recently been the subject of trade speculations amid the team's effort to restructure following a series of underwhelming performances. Despite these rumors, Zibanejad has a full no-move clause which grants him significant control over his future with the team. The Rangers initiated their roster overhaul by trading away captain Jacob Trouba to the Anaheim Ducks, a move that freed up salary cap space and signaled the organization's intent to make substantial changes. However, Zibanejad has not waived his no-move clause yet. Reports suggest that the Rangers may be attempting to make Zibanejad uncomfortable in hopes that he might reconsider his stance. For instance, his ice time was noticeably reduced to 13:04 in a recent game against the St. Louis Blues, a significant decrease for a player of his caliber. Analysts interpret this as a potential strategy to either motivate improved performance or encourage him to waive his no move clause. Despite these developments, Zibanejad remains a Ranger, and any potential move would require his consent due to his full no move clause. As the team's retooling process continues, his situation remains a focal point for both the organization and its fan base. Chris Kreider, the longest tenured player on the New York Rangers, has recently been the focal point in trade discussions amid the team's challenging season. The Rangers currently hold a 16-17-1 record and are exploring significant roster changes to address their underperformance. Kreider's production has noticeably declined this season, with just 11 goals and a single assist over 30 games. This downturn has led him to being a healthy scratch in the December 23rd game against the New Jersey Devils, marking his first since being benched during the 2012-2013 season. Head coach Peter Laviolette emphasized that the decision was performance-based, highlighting the need to elevate his play. Trade rumors have intensified, with reports indicating the Rangers have made Kreider available for potential deals. His contract includes a modified no-trade clause, allowing him to submit a 15-team no-trade list, which could influence potential destinations. Teams such as the Boston Bruins, Buffalo Sabres, and Utah Hockey Club have been speculated as possible fits, considering their need for a player of Kreider's skill set and the cap space to accommodate his $6.5 million annual salary through the 26-27 season. Kreider has addressed the trade speculation, acknowledging the rising tension within the team, but expressed his commitment to overcoming the current challenges. He has downplayed the suspicion related to his recent absence due to back spasms, emphasizing his focus on contributing positively to the team's performance. As the Rangers continue to evaluate their roster, Kreider's situation remains a critical point of interest. His experience, leadership, and previous goal-scoring prowess makes him a valuable asset, but the team's need for a turnaround may necessitate difficult decisions in the near future. And now a word from our sponsor. Check out my scouting blog at hockeywiz777scouting.com. Listen to my scouting blog podcast on podcasters.spotify.com/pod/show/hockeywiz777scouting. JT Miller, a key forward for the Vancouver Canucks, has been at the center of trade discussion lately. In November of 2024, Miller took an indefinite personal leave from the team, which intensified speculation about his future with the club. Despite these rumors, GM Jim Rutherford firmly denied any plans for a trade, labeling such speculation as disrespectful and affirming the organization's support for him. Adding to the intrigue, reports have surfaced about a potential rift between JT Miller and teammate Elias Pettersson. Pettersson, however, has publicly dismissed these claims, criticizing the media for perpetuating unfounded rumors and emphasizing there is no discord between him and Miller. The potential rift between the two stars is a situation to monitor, and if it affects the chemistry in the locker room, this may cause the Canucks to pick one or the other. The New York Rangers have reportedly shown interest in acquiring Miller, especially during his leave of absence. However, analysts consider a trade unlikely due to Miller's substantial contract and the Canucks' reluctance to part with him. Elias Pettersson, a standout center for the Vancouver Canucks, has recently been in the center of trade speculation. Reports suggest that the Carolina Hurricanes had engaged in trade discussion with the Canucks regarding Pettersson last season. Additionally, NHL insider Elliotte Friedman proposed a hypothetical trade scenario involving Pettersson moving to the Buffalo Sabres in exchange for Dylan Cousins and defenseman Bowen Byram. Friedman emphasized that this was merely a personal conjecture and not based on concrete information though. Amid these trade discussions, there have been rumors about a potential rift between Pettersson and teammate JT Miller. Both players have publicly denied any discord, with Miller describing the rumors as disrespectful, and Pettersson criticizing the media for perpetuating unfounded claims. As of now, there is no official confirmation of any imminent trade involving Pettersson. The Canucks management has not indicated an intention to move their star center, and Pettersson remains a pivotal part of the team's lineup. Because JT Miller is older and is on a worse contract, it might not be the worst idea from a salary cap standpoint to trade away Pettersson, as he is making $11.6 million per season for the next 7 years, and could free up some cap space if the Canucks deal him for a haul of players. Check out my hockey blog at hockeywiztalkshockey.blogspot.com. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at hockeywiz777. The former third overall pick, Mason McTavish, is reaching a crossroads in Anaheim. He posted back-to-back seasons of 40-plus points, but the team seems to be focused on Leo Carlsson playing top 6 minutes at whatever cost. That cost may be McTavish, as he will likely seek a larger role with a new organization if he does not get that shot with the Ducks ASAP. The Ducks currently are facing a challenging season with only 2 wins in their last 10 games and are sitting 30th in the overall standings while exploring various options to enhance their roster. The situation has led to increased speculation about potential trades involving key players such as Mason McTavish. Despite trade buzz, McTavish remains a central figure in the Ducks lineup, especially with teammate Trevor Zegras sidelined due to a torn meniscus. McTavish has contributed 11 points in 22 games this season, underscoring his value to the team's offensive efforts. As of now, there is no concrete evidence indicating that the Ducks are actively shopping McTavish, but his development and performance continue to closely be watched. But his development and performance is going to be closely watched by both the organization, its fan base, and potential suitors. John Gibson, the veteran goalie for the Anaheim Ducks, has been a focal point in trade discussions lately. Reports suggest that the Colorado Avalanche and Carolina Hurricanes are potential suitors, each seeking to bolster their goaltending depth. The Hurricanes are especially interested in Gibson, though they are concerned about his contract's value and term. Additionally, there are indications that Gibson may be open to waiving his no-trade clause for a move to the Edmonton Oilers, with the Anaheim Ducks willing to retain a portion of the salary to facilitate a trade. Despite these rumors, though, some analysts advocate for the Ducks to retain Gibson, emphasizing the potential of maintaining a strong goaltending tandem with Lukas Dostal. As the trade deadline approaches, Gibson's situation remains a key storyline, with his performance and contract details being a critical factor in any potential deal. John Gibson would be an excellent veteran goalie to have on a contending team, as he has playoff experience, and when playing behind a good defense, he can be elite. Bobby Brink is another high draft pick falling out of favor with their current organization. The 24-year-old winger of the Flyers is currently averaging less than 13 minutes a game through the first 35 games of the season with just 4 goals. It's a reverse of where he was last season under head coach John Tortorella. Brink had looked much improved down the stretch for the Flyers last year, and a lot of credit was given to the head coach. Now he's playing less, shooting less, and looks much less effective, with Brink not making the progress that the organization had hoped for. It's not out of the possibility that they send Brink out for a fresh start before the season ends. Brink has recently been mentioned in trade discussions, with reports indicating that the Flyers have engaged with teams such as the Los Angeles Kings and Minnesota Wild, with Brink's name surfacing as a potential trade asset. According to Broad Street Hockey, the Kings have shown interest in several Flyers forwards including Brink, Morgan Frost, Joel Farabee, and Scott Laughton. The Flyers are reportedly exploring options to strengthen their center position, and Brink could be a valuable piece in facilitating such a move. Similarly, the Minnesota Wild have expressed interest in acquiring Brink and Farabee to enhance their offensive depth. Discussions suggest that the Flyers might seek center prospects or draft picks in return, aligning to their rebuilding strategy. While Brink has demonstrated potential, he has also experienced fluctuations in his ice time and occasionally has been a healthy scratch under head coach John Tortorella. This variability may influence the Flyers' willingness to include him into trade negotiations. Listen to Hockey Wiz Talks podcast on Podbean and Spotify. Check out my travel channel at youtube.com/HockeyWizTravels. This one might be a bit premature, but the former Capitals first round pick Hendrix Lapierre might be reaching the end of his rope in Washington. The 22-year-old is with the NHL club right now as a healthy scratch, and it's hard to envision how he might make his way into the lineup with the Capitals winning, especially when the Caps are choosing to dress 7 defensemen and 11 forwards instead of dressing Lapierre. This season, he has yet to score a goal and has 7 points in 26 games. Last season, he recorded 8 goals and 14 assists in 51 games. The left-handed center is reminiscent of Dylan Holloway, now with the Blues. He's a smart, yet not flashy, player who could definitely be better utilized. A change in scenery makes a ton of sense for Lapierre. However, it's important to note that a trade proposal is hypothetical and not based on any official reports. In the meantime, Lapierre continues to develop his game with the Capitals, contributing to the team's depth and future prospects. This does not mean Lapierre won't be included in a trade package in order to bolster the roster for the playoffs. The Winnipeg Jets just keep winning, and they've done it with former 2019 first-round pick Ville Heinola playing a minimal role in games. He's appeared in just 9 NHL games this season and has not played more than 12 NHL games in a season since turning pro. The Jets have a flux of puck-moving defensemen, which limits Heinola's opportunities. He's also failed to take advantage of the ones he's received. A new organization could spark him into becoming an NHL regular, but with the Jets, that's very unlikely to happen. The 23-year-old defenseman has been the subject of trade speculations. Reports from October of 2024 indicated Heinola and forward Rucker McGorty were linked to the Minnesota Wild, suggesting potential interest to acquire the young defenseman. However, as of December 2024, there has been no official announcement or credible reports confirming any trade involving Heinola. The situation around Heinola's status with the Jets may evolve at the trade deadline. Ville Heinola seems to have fallen out of favor in Winnipeg, so trading him makes a ton of sense for both parties. A change in scenery would do wonders for a player's career. It could help jumpstart their career, or if they're in a slump, it could help them to find their old form. In my next podcast, I'll be doing a standings update and be talking about the leading scorers.